Good morning, children. Chapter 16, Reflection of Light. What is light, children? Light is a form of energy. There are two types of light, artificial and natural. Natural light, the source is the sun. And artificial light, we have varied in that tube lights, focus lights, and so many. Light is very essential for our vision. We want to see things around, the beautiful things like hill, you can see in the picture, scenic, everything has to be appreciated with only help of light. Just because we have good eyes as the organ of our body is not enough. Vision is essential to see things. So the light that falls on the object reflects back, that is turns back and gets reflected. We see that image because of the reflection of light. Light is a form of energy which includes the sensation of vision in our eyes and make us able to see various things present in our surrounding. Reflection of light, when light rays fall on an object, the direction changes and they turn back. This is called the reflection of light. Look at the tree, children. The sunlight falls on the tree, changes its path, bounces back, and that's the reflected light you can see towards the human eye, and that is how we perceive. Imagine yourself, children, in the night time, you're reading. Suddenly there's a power outage and the lights go off. What will happen? Even to take a step ahead or back, you will be scared. Why? Because there is no light. The same place you have been lived for many years. You have spent your time. But since there is darkness, you are scared that you might stumble and fall upon something. So this is why, even if we have good eyesight, light is essential to see things around. And this light reflects the object, and the image that we see is all because of the reflection of light. This reflection, children, reflection of light follows the laws of reflection. What are they? We have three laws. The first one is angle of incidence equal to angle of reflection. The incoming light, you can see in the top diagram, it's the same diagram, children, only for you to understand. I've written incoming light. Incoming light means incident light. The light falls on this object, that is a plane surface in this case, and reflects back, changes its path. So in the center, you draw a perpendicular line, and that is the normal, N. So the incoming light, that is the incident light, makes an angle with the normal, and this is called as angle of incidence. In this case, I have given as theta I. And the reflected angle, that is the angle of reflection, reflected ray mixed with the normal angle of reflection, that is theta R. So it follows that angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. It means, children, the incident light makes an angle with the normal 30 degree. So the angle of reflection also will be 30 degree. If at all it makes 50 degree, then angle of reflection also will be 50 degree. So this is the law that angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. Second law, the incident ray, the normal to the mirror at the point of incidence, and the reflected ray, all the three lie in the same plane. You are aware what is a plane? A surface. So they all are lying on the same plane. You can see in the same surface area. And the third law is the incident ray and the reflected ray are on the opposite sides of the normal. The incident ray and the reflected ray are on the opposite sides of the normal. In the second figure below, you can see incident ray red color. The light falls on this object and reflects back in green ray I have shown. And the normal with the dotted line, the perpendicular line. Okay, so angle I is equal to angle R. These laws of reflection are applicable to all types of reflecting surface, including spherical surfaces. What is spherical? Round. So you are aware, convex, concave, okay, they are spherical mirrors. There are two types of reflection, children, regular and irregular. The word regular itself tells you in continuous, and the word irregular, discontinuous. Regular reflection, it happens on a smooth surface like polished surfaces, plane mirror, reflection from still water, and so on. What happens in this case is, children, when the reflection surface is smooth and well polished, the parallel rays, that is the incident ray which falls on the surface, are parallel to one another. You can see the incident ray over here, all are parallel to one another. And once they are reflected, you can see all the reflected rays are also parallel to each other. So such type of reflection is regular reflection. When the light rays fall on an object, children, it is not just one ray of light, but there are many rays of light falling on an object and many rays of light reflecting back. So these are only few lines that is being drawn in the diagram. Otherwise, there are many incident ray of light and many reflected rays of light. And in the case of irregular reflection, since the surface is rough, what happens here is the incident rays which fall on the surface, they fall here, there, okay, and they reflect in different directions. And such reflection is diffuse or irregular reflection. You can see such reflections from the light from the wall or from the tree top or in a classroom. You all are sitting down in a classroom, 65 or 68, and when this light falls on you, on the benches, on the desk, it's all irregular, and thus it will be irregular reflection, children. So in this case, you can see the dark blue lines I've shown with incident light, and the light blue is a reflected ray of light. So you can see the reflected ray all moving in different directions. So here you have to remember, children, incident rays are given as I1 is equal to I1 is equal to R1, I2 is equal to R2. So like that you can name the incident rays and the reflected rays. I1 means first incident ray. So in regular reflection, I1 is equal to R1, I2 is equal to R2, I3 is equal to R3, and so on. In irregular reflection, I1 is not equal to R1, I2 is not equal to R2, and so on. This is reflection by plane mirror, children, which we have in our house. You can see P and P dash. P dash is on the other side of the mirror. So P is the object away from the mirror, 10 centimeter. So the image formed also will be 10 centimeter behind the mirror. The incident ray of light is falling on the object and gets reflected to the eyes. You can see the normal there. The image is formed behind the mirror, children. When we extend the dotted lines, when we extend, you can see the image is formed there. Formation of image by plane mirror. Obtained image is always formed behind the mirror. Obtained image is virtual. That means we cannot obtain it on the screen. We cannot capture on the screen. It is erect and laterally inverted. Image size is equal to the object size, and distance of the object from the mirror is equal to distance of the image from the mirror. Distance of the object and image is the same from the mirror. So you can have a clear view, children. This is how the object will be formed behind the mirror at the same distance as the object is in front of the mirror. So if you are standing 20 centimeter away from the mirror, your image will be formed behind the mirror 20 centimeter away. You all must have visited a barber shop, children, or a parlor. What happens over there? What do you see? You see one big mirror. In front of that you sit, and behind there's a mirror. It could be big or small. Also sometimes the barber holds a small mirror and focuses on your head, back of the head, to show whether the haircut is proper or not. Multiple images are formed here. When two or more mirrors are placed at an angle to one another, we can see multiple images of an object. For example, children, here you can see in the hairdresser's shop, two mirrors are placed opposite to each other, and this man is sitting between them. His image is formed in both the mirrors. The image in one mirror would act as an object for another mirror, and this sequence would continue. This will give result in the formation of multiple images. The number of images formed depends on the following formula. Number of images is equal to 360 upon angle minus 1. 360 is the measurement of a circle. If the given two mirrors are at a right angle to each other, 90 degree, then 3 images will be obtained. If the given mirrors are at 60 degree angle, we shall get 5 images. When the two mirrors are kept opposite and parallel to each other, we will get infinite number of images formed. And this is how in a laughing, I forgot the name, in a circus or in a show where you just enter and you start laughing, children, laughing mirrors. Okay, in some you are distorted, some tall, somewhere your leg is only long. So all this is all the magic of mirror, the shape of the mirror. Okay, or the tilting of the mirror at an angle. In your text, there are many questions, children, in the boxes, or not in the boxes, just asked in the text. All the answers are there in my explanation. One such is, how do we see the image of the moon in water? Moon itself does not have its light. You know that. It's not a self-luminous. The sunlight falls on it, on the surface of the moon, and it is reflected. This reflected light is again reflected back in water, children, to give us the image of the moon. And in this way, light can be reflected several times. What is this? Rainbow. Beautiful, right? White light gives us this 7 beautiful colors, children. White light gives us this beautiful 7 colors. This experiment you will have in standard 10. Glass prism that is triangular in shape. This glass, if you take and keep it in sunlight, when sunlight falls on it, the reflected light will give you 7 colors, rainbow colors. So this is how you can have from white light different colors. We can understand this with the help of a drop of water. When white light from the sun falls on the drop of water, rainwater, what happens? From air to water it is entering, children, so there will be a change of path, deviation, and inside the water droplet there is reflection, and in the reflection you can see the white light getting converted to 7 rainbow colors. Again from the water droplet, the water is back to the air where you can see the change of path, that is again refraction. So refraction while entering as well as refraction while exiting. So this water droplet can give you rainbow colors. You must have already experienced, if at all you have visualized this in a rainy season and a little bit of sunlight, you must have come across such incident. The human eye, children, is a lens, just acts like a camera. That's why you got to take care of your eyes. The retina is a thin membrane which converts the inside back of the eye like film in a camera. The retina is a light sensitive surface where images from the outside world come to a focus. The retina receives those images with millions of microscopic photoreceptor cells known as rods and cones. What happens, children, to your eyes when you keep on switching channels? Your eye has to capture the image, and for that it keeps on changing, focusing, due to which if frequently it happens, then you will lose, the organ loses its contraction and capturing the image, and thus you suffer from short-sighted or far-sightedness, and to correct you need a spectacle. Also, habits such as reading while traveling by bus or by any moving vehicle. Train, it will happen lesser as the train is in motion but in a steady way. Bus, it's not steady, it moves up, down, here, there, very much shaky. In such case where the eye has to capture the image, focus again and again repeatedly. So it is actually causing problem to the eye. So see that you do not read with less of minimum amount of light. There should be sufficient light from the back, that is over your head or from back. When you are sitting to study, it should not be from your front view, but it should be from your back view, children. The light should fall on the book, not on your eyes. This is how you can protect your eyes and you can have the vision for a longer period of time, natural vision. There are two instruments mentioned in your book, children. Kaleidoscope. There are different shapes and different patterns. This kaleidoscope is based on the idea of number of images formed by mirrors placed at an angle to one another. It is used, the idea of number of images formed by mirrors placed at an angle to one another is used in a kaleidoscope to make numerous beautiful patterns. Who is using these beautiful patterns? Wallpaper, the makers of wallpaper, cloth designer. So different patterns. When they use this kaleidoscope, they get patterns which will not be repeated. New patterns. So people are interested in buying something new, right? And not the repeating ones. So they get different patterns just because here you get different images. You can make one for yourself. Refer page 113 of your science textbook and make one for yourself, children. Next comes periscope. A periscope works on the basis of laws of reflection of light. Any object in the line of sight reflects the light, making it visible in the periscope. So it is used in the submarine, children. You know where submarines are? In the shallow water. Periscopes allow a submarine when submerged at a relatively shallow depth to search visually for nearby targets and threats on the surface of the water and in the air. When not in use, a submarine's periscope retracts into the hull. I hope you have understood. See, the eye which is shown here, that is the human eye which is in the submarine, means underwater. And the periscope is up, peeping up. Okay, it's at the top. So the top arm is capturing the image, image of the object, and it is reflecting at a 45-degree angle into the human eye. So this is how, if any army of other country, okay, is marching towards this ship, or you can see any big whale or something where there can be threat to the submarine, they can be alerted with the help of this periscope. So you can see the mirror, you can see the ray of light entering from top and getting reflected at an angle of 45 degree, and that is how this can save the lives of all those people who are in the submarine. Kaleidoscope and periscope both use the principle of reflection of light, children. There are many more instruments, but you have only those two. So look at this picture. It's very clear as the lighting effect is perfect. So it all matters with the lighting. You can see this picture, enough of light, but it is obstructed. So you can see the shadow formed over here. Even though it's a sunlight, you can see the shadow formed here. So you know the umbra, penumbra and all, right? This is an outdoor picture with natural light. Proper lighting. This is an indoor picture, children, with enough of sunlight. So with this, we end this chapter. If any doubts you have, do ask me of the questions which were not answered from the textbook, because in the explanation it is covered up. But still, if you feel you have not understood, you can surely ask me, children. Hope this chapter must be an interesting one and you must have understood all the matter that is there for you for standard 8. Thank you, children. Have a nice day, great day. All the best for your exam.